Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner, and this is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Love and Marriage DC. Now, I hope y'all can hear me because I am on my phone doing this review because I have a splitting headache, y'all, and I could not get the energy to get on my computer. So I'm doing this from the bed, honey. Okay, when all else fails and you have all the technology to do whatever, do it from the bed. Okay, so again, I hope y'all can hear me. I cut my air conditioner off because I didn't want no extra noise or whatever. But I am here to, try my best. Okay, the best to get this review to y'all today. I'll be live tomorrow for Housewives of Atlanta because I know I'm not gonna be able to get to that today. Okay, but I hope everybody's having a great Monday. Thank y'all for coming around here popping on. I would have had this live yesterday, but I was on Maddie's panel for on Sunday, so I had to push my stuff back to today. Okay, but hi everybody. Okay, happy Juneteenth observation day. Unfortunately, I had to work today because my job, honey, did not, have us off just yet for that. But hopefully next year, well, hopefully I won't be there next year, but hopefully next year, more employers will allow, people to be off for the observance of Juneteenth. Okay. Hi, I'm ready to listen while you eating some chicken. I'm hungry, but again, because my head hurt, I don't feel like eating. So I'm probably drinking some water. Once these Excedrins kick in, I took two Excedrins. Once these Excedrins kick in, I'll be good. But right now, honey, we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay. But hello to everyone. I clicked so fast. Love it in the corner. Thank you for loving it in the corner, Shanika Johnson. I love it in my corner too. Okay. Hey, what up, Ebony? All right, now I caught a live from the beginning to Misha Godfrey. From the beginning. Okay. Hello to everyone. What is that song in intro or outro? That is my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Her name is Karla Pace. The link to the song is actually in the description box below every single video. Her name is Karla Pace. That's KarlaPace. And the name of the song is called All Right. So that is the song and everything. Okay, but yeah, get the song on our website or go to the link in the description box on any video. Oh, Karla Pace. Sorry you're not feeling well. Yes. Okay, good. Y'all can hear me good. Honey, it's just crazy. So, but again, I'm from the bed, so it is what it is. But hey, I had to work today too. Hey, happy birthday week, Morgan. Okay, a couple of quick reminders. As we know, the beginning is for folks to be finding out what's going on. So the panel this week, y'all know the Ladies panel is on my channel this week. However, we will not be on Thursday. We will be on Wednesday. Okay, the Ladies First panel this week will be Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. on my channel because, as y'all know, Thursday there is a versus battle. Okay, the R&B versus battle is on Thursday. So for that reason, we will have our panel on Wednesday. So come on round here to my channel Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. for the Ladies First panel. Okay, a good time will be had by all. And then on Thursday, I will be live for my typical annual Always Around after show chit chat after the versus battle. So that's on Thursday on my channel. But again, because we want everybody to be able to watch the verses, okay? So that's on that, okay? But other than that, let's get into what finally caught alive. Hello, Chris Baker. Okay. And everything. Okay, I'm happy everybody is here to catch a live because it's hard now that I'm back at work, only being able to do lives when I get off work because I don't feel like doing them in the mornings, and stuff. Okay, and then I'm trying to do more lives over the weekend. So I'm going, even though I would love to be able to go hang out and party and bullshit or whatever, I can't. I have work to do. So I'm more lives on Saturday and Sundays going forward. Okay. But let's get into what we came here to get into. Let's start. Am I gonna start? I want to start with let's start with DC. Okay, I was so tired I did not feel like even getting any graphics. Y'all know I'm tired if I don't have time to get no pictures, honey. Let's see. Are we watching the verses on your backup channel? The chat will be lit. I'm thinking about doing that. Um, for Thursday. I'll announce that probably Thursday morning. I'm thinking I will. I'm thinking I will. Because the chat is always lit. We always have a really good time. We watch the verses together. So I probably will absolutely. Let's just say I'm gonna do it and and watch it happen. I also like DC. While I still get people think it's kind of slow, I'm still saying it's only slow because it's the first season. I feel like once we're able to watch the whole, like I think if I was to rewatch the whole season, I would like it. I think it's slow because it's episode by episode. Okay. We know they've already, done the reunion. So that's coming up. So that's really, really good. I love all the spirituality in the shows of today. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm ready for the reunion. I am too. The cast got together um the other day on Monique's page, and they were just talking about the season or whatever. So I feel like the reunion is probably going to make folks tune in even more next season. But that's the same thing that happened with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think people don't remember that Love and Marriage Huntsville wasn't that popular during season one. It didn't get popular until like around the season finale and the reunion of season one, and then people started tuning in starting season two. So I feel like that's the same thing that's gonna happen with DC. Right, it's starting to heat up. It is. DC is more interesting right now than Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is, and I'm like, people acting like they don't know that. But again, I think I can admit it was slow the first couple episodes. I can admit that, but I do feel like it's getting better. Okay, I like DC. The Huntsville people working on working my nerves online. I gotta cut together. Because Ariane no coleslaw, she was live today, and I feel like her live today was based on the live. I mean, the episode from Saturday. We know Martell is I'm single free or whatever. But she was live, and y'all know that girl said I'm not gonna be on live no more, and that girl's on live for damn over 2 hours. Okay, so I gotta cut that down to just the important part. So that will be up sometime tomorrow. Okay. What's up, Quiet Storm DJ? Hey, Lauren Bishop. Hey, girl. Or guy, because Lauren could be a male or female name. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to be rude to nobody. But hey. Jaylee in the chat. It's okay. It's a good family. A lot of people need to go back to season one. Right. I think people don't remember season one, even season two. A lot of things, a lot of people who a lot of people don't remember stuff, you know, and that's kind of crazy. I think that was to debunk the pregnancy room was, honey, that girl, that lady. Let me leave that lady be. Let's get on to the DC because it's gonna be a whole other thing, okay? And I want to kind of get through this and kind of get a little bit of rest with my head is still hurting a little bit. The Excedrin has not fully kicked in, honey. That's why I'm sitting here in the bed, honey. In my room, honey, it's junky. Okay, you hear me? Closet still junk or just junk in the key. Okay, but I'm still round here. Okay, round here. Um, hey. Season one and season two was the best of Huntsville. I think Huntsville hasn't been hitting since the altercation that weekend, and that wasn't even an episode. But people have to warm up to the people and shows. I like DC. I also like DC. I think um even though this is the thing, I always say I said this also about the put a ring on it. Who was reviewing put a ring on it? I said, blah, 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 blah. Girl, I'm gonna get tongue tied. I need to get some water in my room. I said reviewers and content creators who are watching these shows, when we do our reviews, it's solely based on each episode. And it's not until we get to the end of a season or sometimes to the reunion that we get a full picture of what happened, a full idea of what actually happened. So for me, I still, don't really see it for Ashley, but I also feel like not that I don't like her, I just don't like or I don't understand her coming at Winter so much so early on in the season. If this was like episode 8 and 9, and at that point in time it was issue, I would get it. But I just So that's how I feel. Like I can't wait to get to the reunion so I can then have a full picture of the whole season. And then I can kind of say, okay, I don't dislike her for this or that reason, or I do see how Winter was wrong. But it's like it's hard to do that when my opinion is always usually based on each episode. So I can't wait for the reunion to have a better conversation with y'all about the season in full. You know what I'm saying? I like DJ Fun Size too. I mean, he's a bit of an asshole as well, but what I'm saying, we don't get into that. So we do see the episode start off with Quick and Abby who go to the doctor because Quick is having some issues with his wrist. He's a DJ. So he's always, spinning, this and that or whatever. So I get it. Even people like me who, I have an office job or whatever. So we're always typing using our hands. So we sometimes do will have either arthritis issues, hand issues, wrist issues from the whole flexing of it all. So I'm not surprised that, I'm saying, Quick has, issues and pains within his wrists. And so but he brings up how, he had been having issues or whatever. He was kind of ignoring it, and then he got to a point where it was hard for him to tie his shoe. So now he's at the doctor, okay? And so the doctor's like, it looked like it's just some inflammation based on him probably just overusing his hands, okay? But this fool then mentioned how, he was told before by a doctor when he was having itch before, how it could be gout. Okay. And I'm like, gout. I was like, why you got gout wrong? Okay. But the doc, like, well, that could be it. You know what I'm saying? That could be an issue as well. However, that can kind of be cured with some lifestyle change. Like you just stop, start with like not drinking alcohol. And then she also suggests how he should start wearing this brace on his wrist for at least the next 4 to 6 weeks and wear it as much as possible. This fool quick, like, do I have to wear it? What if I just don't wear it at all? What if I just don't listen to nothing you say? Okay, because I'm too busy. I'm too busy to be a disappointment. I'm too busy to, wear a wrist brace. I'm too busy for all that shit. Can I just not do anything? She said, sure, if you don't want to listen, if you don't want to wear it, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. However, you will eventually lose the functioning of your wrist if that's your choice. And I don't get how any grown person's being told, like, look, bruh, if your job is your wrist and you have to spend them turntables or whatever, why would you not listen now and then chill out for 4 to 6 weeks and then keep going later? Why would you want to not do that and then lose your damn wrist? That's just stupid. It's stupid to me, okay? But that's why I'm like, I don't know if that's his mindset, he's idiotic because you should not want to ignore the doctor. Because like when he said, "What if I just don't?" I'm like, who says, "What if I just don't listen at all? What if I just don't wear the brace?" I'm like, that's dumb. To not wear it at all is stupid. I get if he said, I'm aware all day and when I'm DJing, I'll take it off. That I can say, okay, at least he's trying to wear it a little bit of time. But to say that you just don't want to wear it, that's just stupid. It doesn't go on. It gets on my nerves. And then Quick was making it seem as if he wore the brace, I gotta retire, I can't work, I'm gonna be at home, I'm gonna get fat. I'm like, what? Why are you acting like she said quit your job and just die? That ain't what she said, sir. What she said was put on the goddamn on break for 4 to 6 weeks and then you should be okay. If you do not do that, it will get worse. But right, he was being hard headed. Okay, for no damn reason. Okay. And that's just stupid. Hard headed, make a whole soft ass and a whole soft wrist. Okay. And I'm like, that'll be on him. Let him do that if that's what he wants. Okay. Um, what did I say? I don't. I'm sure she can see that one she did have him with. Wait, what? I'm sure she can see that the one she did have with him isn't keeping him safe for the. Oh, I'm like, what is y'all talking about? Y'all talking about cold star, honey? I'm like, I would have moved on. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on past that. Okay, we did see Arena. Arena, I like Arena. I do. I like Arena for this show. So I'm happy she's on this season. But Arena meets up with her daughter, whose name I am so sorry that I cannot remember. Okay. I thought her name was Brooklyn, but I think it's something with a B. I know y'all can remind me. But she went and she met with the daughter. They were there for drinks or whatever to chit in the chat, mainly about Jamie. I think it's weird, okay? And this is why. Arena is there. Now, her daughter is 30. She's a full grown adult, okay? And she's Brittany. Thank you. I can always depend on y'all. Okay. Yes, men never listen. Quick as like so many men when it comes to their health. That is look. Look. Someone is having. Oh crap. Someone is having surgery on their hands and want to go to work after. I'm like, what is wrong, girl? Men just don't want to listen. Okay, I won't sit down no damn well. Okay. Anyway, yes, he just rolls over and dies. Right. I was like, quick, sit your ass down somewhere. Hey, Kendra Nicole, hello to two L's. And everything. Okay. Arena has the largest implants. Not the largest implants. I think Arena's, boobs are just, old fashioned. You know what I'm saying? They're, the older boobs look a certain way. And that's what it is. Like I think Arena looks fine. But Arena's there venting to their daughter, Brittany. Okay, her name is Brittany. Thank you so much, Jasmine and Janelle. About the dad, about Jamie. Okay, because we was at the party and I had a bad day. He had a bad day, was fussing or whatever, and this, that, and the other. But then the daughter, Brittany, brings up how he also came to me complaining about you. I'm like, why are both of y'all going to y'all kids complaining? The issue I have with that is I do not understand why anybody would be out here complaining to their child about the other parent. I don't get that. I feel like when you are a parent, um, whatever marital issues y'all have and y'all married should not be discussed and vented about with the kids. I don't, even if your kids are adults, I fully feel like leave them out of y'all mess. Do not have them trying to either help you or daddy, sort through y'all shit. Go talk to a therapist. Go talk to another adult that isn't your child. I hate when parents include their children in marital issues. It's stupid to me, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like how that Jamie was complaining as well or venting as well to Brittany about, Arena, and how now Arena is venting to Brittany about Jamie. Y'all, that's the daughter. She should not be involved, okay? Let's see, Arena. Oh, hey, Minky Finky. Okay. Hey, lovely True Red. I can see because I'm on my phone. I can see I'm on my phone, y'all. So if I sound funny, 'cause I'm on my phone. But I can fully see our comments, so I can just click on everybody saying, "Hey, Arena's implants aren't that bad or big. Looks like she didn't get them under the muscle. They look like they hurt. They look strong. Her breast implants look strong. Like they have muscles. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think, they look bad though. I need Ryan to be careful on the show. Something tells me Jamie's side chick will pop out. It's something about Jamie I don't trust. I I don't know if he has a current side chick, like somebody he with today, but I can feel like, somebody he was with, you know, not, too far in the past, like somebody like last year. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. I don't think he may be currently cheating like right now, but I can fully see he could have, been messing around with somebody, you know what I'm saying, last year or whatever, and then he thinks she won't come out, and then she will. Okay, and that's kind of crazy. Y'all saw? I saw her on TV show. Yeah, Arena on it. Look, go watch the live I posted of the cast talking. Okay, from Monique Live when I put the cast talked about the season. Arena brought up how during filming she was working on stuff and they just didn't air it, and how she assumed they would, show more about what else they had going on, like in their lives or whatever. Yeah, she was brought up how she's also an actress. Okay. Um, but let's see. That's true because they would pick a side. Right. I look, my parents and my parents were together for years before my dad passed away in 2015, but they would never vent to me or my siblings about whatever was going on between them because it wasn't our business. Like even if I know mama, mama mad at, like that ain't my business. Like you know what I'm saying? That's just not what I think parents should do. Even when your kids, this is weird to me. Okay, Jamie seems kind of mean sometimes. The kids in Arena are tired of tiptoeing around him, which is fine. But I still feel like Arena or Jamie can talk to the kids about issues about how they feel about him with the kids. But I'm like Arena and Jamie should not be venting to her about their marital issues. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part I don't agree with. Okay, that's what I was saying. She's talking to her daughter like right, right. It was like that's not your friend, that's your daughter. that's your daughter. It was so weird to me. Okay, that was the same issue Lola had with Emmett sharing too much info with his adult kids, and you just should not do that. Okay, I don't understand it. Okay, um. Jamie seems so uncomfortable on camera. I think anybody's first season, not even anybody, I think anyone first season on reality usually shows them as awkward because no one has really used the cameras always been around them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I get how you don't know how to act. Also, I always feel like the first season of any show is probably the people most realist way of how they are because you can't have the camera. So I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, he does seem uncomfortable, but I think it's because they're having to get used to the cameras being around. Jamie seems like he would have his side out under control. I mean, it's easy to have women under control until you can't control them. Because once you're on television trying to act like, okay, I'm this faithful husband who loves my wife, but this I was fucking a girl, a month ago, that could make anyone want to come out, you know what I'm saying, and get some clout. Daniel don't want to be on the show, but Arena wants the reality TV fame. Well, no, because she acts. I don't think she, again, I'm telling y'all, when I look, the reason I be posting the lives that the cast do is because you sometimes can't get everything from the show. So I like being able to watch the lives or listen to the lives because you get insight on different things. And Arena could have been on Potomac a while ago. She didn't want to be on TV. So that's actually not fully true. But again, I'm telling y'all, go to my page after the live, okay, after my live, and watch or just listen to the live they did. She had it was Monique and Chris. They brought on Winter. They brought on Ashley, and they brought on Jamie and Arena. They also brought on the girl Tasha and her husband Neil too. But I'm like, they ain't really be on that much. But again, you know what I'm saying? Those lives would be very interesting. And it helps you better understand stuff past the editing that the producers have done. Okay. Yeah, we don't want no pop-ups from the past. Jamie. If Jamie not cheating, he doing tax fraud. Now he either got to be a cheater or a liar. If a side chick pops out for any of these men, my eyes will be glued and the rating look, honey, look, y'all know, if y'all already know, if a side chick pop out, we're gonna have a whole live, okay? Thank you, Ebony. I don't know about side chicks, but he's a hot head. He is. But we shall see. I never knew the specifics of my parents, because we not supposed to. We not supposed to. Okay. I was told to stay out of grown. You stay out of grown folks' mess. Okay, you don't do that. You just don't do that. I think that's what happened with the brats and sharing too much with the kids are not a good thing in the long run because it makes them feel one way or the other about either of the parents. Okay. Um, look, yeah, look, y'all like the video. You're around here, okay? You're around here, like the video. Oh, please and thank you, okay? I love that the author theory is tax fraud. You know, it's odd to me when my grown kids say they never heard me and my husband argue growing up. I'm really happy we had heated discussions in front of them. This is my thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with, I think parents it's a balance. Like I'm not saying I've never heard my parents argue. I've heard them argue like here and there about stuff. So I know because you have to also show the kids how marriage isn't perfect, but like it should never be a thing to where the parents are like either full fledged always fussing in front of the kids to where the kids are fully involved in the bullshit of it all or you are just telling them the issues going on between mom and dad. That's the part I don't agree with. Okay, but that's just kind of crazy to me. Um, so, not even that. It's like even parents sometimes may not even have like a full fledged argument. It just may be like they're just like having some kind of debate, or they don't agree on something. But I do feel like it's no one should want their kids thinking that mom and dad never had any issue that they had to work through in order to stay together. I think there's a way to have a healthy balance of that. I think my parents did that very, very well to where I never thought they had the perfect marriage, but I also knew, they had to, like, they didn't always agree on stuff because it's two different people, but it wasn't like they was like fussing and fighting or whatever. And I like that because I'm like, I had no doubt in my mind that my parents loved each other. They loved, me and my siblings. But I also like have no idea what, if anything, they had to like work through per se. But I'm like, my dad probably did like a movie this or something dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy that I never saw them like hating each other. You know what I'm saying? But I also could see them like if they had an argument, it wasn't like, oh my God, my mom, dad. It was like it was some regular shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So right, right. Healthy disagreements is what I perfect. Yes, healthy disagreements. Okay, and working through those issues with the switch with Erin and Jamie and them putting their daughter in the middle is toxic. Okay, toxic. But I feel like both Brittany and Arena was like, basically Jamie's the issue. Well, cause of course that's what y'all talking about. Y'all talking cash shit. Okay. Now when Ashley and Quick have Monique and Chris over for dinner, um, it was cute. It was cute, but it was mainly for them to discuss the fight, but that happened at Ashley's, little event at the mall the other day. Okay. And this is my issue. Okay. Monique, in my opinion, okay, um, Monique is the only one trying to force squares into a round hole. Okay, what I mean by that is Monique made the issues between Ashley and Winter worse, in my opinion. I agree that Ashley and Winter probably just don't mesh. Ain't nothing wrong with not meshing. Everybody is not going to always get along. Just because you meet someone does not mean like y'all gonna be cool. And that is just a part of real life. So I'm like, I don't have an issue with that. But I still feel like, and I also feel like Winter was dumb because Winter went and vented to Monique like a friend. And hearing them talk on the live that was on Monique's channel, again, I'm telling y'all, go watch that live, where everyone is basically, talking about how their friendship level is or isn't. I would never have had that kind of conversation with somebody who I'm really not that cool with like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am very careful with who I vent to. I am very careful about who I let know my business because everyone can't handle your truth. Everyone can't handle what you're trying to convey to them. And I still feel like, in my opinion, I'm not saying Winter, you know, isn't doing shit, you know what I'm saying, that is stupid or whatever. But I still felt like Winter was talking to Monique as a friend. I feel like Winter was venting the way we all vent to our friends about, so and so said this and I said that. You're recounting what happened. You know what I'm saying? And in doing that, sometimes you will make little shady comments and shady remarks. But I didn't feel like Winter was trying to actively start more shit or actively be shady towards Ashley. I also felt like she did not think that Monique would go back and convey the conversation in the way Monique did. I think she thought, I'm venting my friend. And even if she goes back and talks to them about what I said, she won't make it sound worse than what it is. And in my opinion, that's what Monique did. And that's why I also felt like Ashley had every right to be pissed based on how the information came back to her. And I was like, honey, that's on bullshit. So when Monique is talking to Ath and Quick, also Chris there about how, I didn't mean to get shit stirred up. I just wanted to get everything figured out or whatever. And Ath and Quick, like, we don't even want to keep having the conversation about Winter. So I was like, Monique, you fuck all this up. I really feel like it was Monique who made it all bad. Um, Monique made it worse than what it was. I agree. Hey, Wanda Jones, you late, but you here. It's fine. Okay. Not in the middle of the night. Who in the middle of night. What they trying to say? I heard it all, including, "Oh, girl, not today, no." I never heard my parents have sex ever. I don't ever want to do that. Let's see. Winter must have been having some kind of emotional crisis or something. You know what I think it is? I feel like people are forgetting, and I'm not trying. I don't want to come off like a Winter save a hole or whatever, because I can't think of a better term to say. But I feel like Winter is very much so misunderstood. And I also feel like people don't probably think what she's going through with that divorce, with the Kevin dude, could also be wearing on her. I think everything. I also think Winter's too open. Winter sometimes needs to shut the fuck up. And I think that's her problem. I always say, with new people, with people you don't know, you cannot be too open. When on Housewives of Potomac, when Karen Huger told Candace, "Do not tell these ladies your tea. They will use that shit against you." That is exactly what's going on with Winter. Winter is trying to be open because she feel like my truth and what I went through is what I went through. She don't see no issue with that. However, other people will judge that for whatever reason. So Winter's mistake is Winter's being too open about mistakes she's had going on in her life. And people who she don't know, who don't really like her, is gonna, do what they're gonna do. I think Winter and Effie would have, even if he had a blow up, but Monique definitely sped the process. I agree. Because because Winter and Effie just, they don't mesh. And for that reason, that's why I think Winter was venting to Monique, because that's their only common denominator is Monique. And Monique just don't know how to be the peacemaker. Monique was trying to be innocent posture, and it was annoying. It was a bit annoying. That's the kicker. Jaylee Winter didn't expect, right, and that's, I think, like, she's a virgin to this reality show stuff where Monique isn't. And we know the point of these shows is y'all have conversations. The information always gets back to whoever, but the kicker to any argument is how someone tells you something. If Monique would have said, "I talked to Winter and she felt this way in the moments of y'all talking," she felt attacked in that moment. She felt like, you know what I'm saying, y'all, if she would have said that's how she felt then, and she was talking to me about how she felt, it may have came off different. In my opinion, Monique's repeating what was said was like Winter saying, "Fuck y'all now, fuck y'all forever." And she made it seem as if Winter's also being shady. And in my opinion, that wasn't Winter's intent. I can vent to my girls because in that moment I'm mad. So how I'm saying is because I'm saying it because those are my emotions. I would not expect them to then go back and say it to whoever else in that same notion. So that's what kind of made me feel like, Monique, girl, stop. Monique should have kept their conversation. See, it's the thing. I don't think Monique had to not tell them. I think what should have happened was, I think Wonder should have been there. Or Monique, this to me was putting 20 on 10. Winter played her pathetically. She thought Monique was her space partner. Monique only plays Monopoly. That is funny. Glad Monique working at Ed and spoke on it. This episode made me rethink if I actually like Monique on Potomac. I do think Monique on this show is different than she was on Potomac. Okay, for different reasons. I meant Winter played her hand. I think that when Winter realized her most recent marriage was over, she may have had a misguided anger. She took it out on Effie and Araina's marriages. Well, no, I can see how you think that, Ebony. So I do see your point. I think the only gotcha for me on that is, I don't think she was taking anything out on Araina and Effie. I think when Araina and Effie kind of judged Winter for her fuck up of marrying someone too fast, and they kind of judged her on her choices as a woman, as a wife or whatever, even as a mom. I think when she then heard them bring up how, they've heard how they've also went through things in their marriage, it's like, so how y'all throwing rocks at me when y'all in glass houses? So I don't think it was more of her taking it out on them, but I do feel like you can't come at me for issues I had in my marriages, when y'all have had issues too, y'all just work through them. Where I left, I left through my issues. But I do see your point though. I think she forgot she was on a show. Film conversations will find their way back on the third word. They will. They will. And each time something comes back, it's how each person interprets someone's intent. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, from all these IG live that you posted, Jaylee, it sounds like both couples let Winter have it. Honey, look, it sounds like that reunion is gonna be popping. You know what I'm saying, I don't think Winter's transgressions are as serious as they're being made out to be. It's low level, right? And I've said this before. Everyone in life has either dated someone too fast, you move too quick, you have ignored red flags for whatever the reason may be. And I said on the panel, this last week, I was like, my thing about Winter is Winter has had two, fair marriages. The first one lasted over 15 years. They had 4 kids. That was a whole full-fledged marriage where that man cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? And they got divorced or whatever. Now the second situation, I'm like, she met someone, thought she was in love, got married quick, but also quickly found out that he was on some bullshit. And when she found out, she left him. So I think a lot of people was acting like she you know, got food, moved too quick, stayed around. No, as soon as she found out who he really was, she left. So for me, I'm like, I can't act like, oh my God, I can't believe a woman met a man, got with him and got married or whatever. People do that every day. You know what I'm saying? People meet, fall in love, fuck, get married, get divorced every day. It ain't nothing different. So I'm like, I don't get why they're making it seem as if what Winter did is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm like, girl, whatever. None of daughter's wearing the Winter, however she people might at look at as weird. She should keep it. And probably her hair. Winter is the open for a friend of a I cannot deal with y'all. Y'all is crazy. Um, Mama said if he stays at your house and never he is either homosexual or in a relationship. That should be, but and it's like, but you have to know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? And I think once she found out what she was into, she moved on. You know what I'm saying? And people on the show are now judging her for that. And in my opinion, the reason they're all harping on what Winter went through is so that no one can focus on what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Winter's not going to that man's basement. It was a huge mistake. That's true. And this is the gotcha. I wonder, because she said he had not been to her house. She had not been to his, and they ended up getting married, and then he moved in with her. So that's a lot. That's a whole lot. But the crazy part is, as Monique and Chris said, they also knew him. So it's not as if he was a full-fledged stranger. That be the gotcha. When you get with someone who knows people that you feel like there can't be anything shady about that person, because if it was, someone would have told you. We have to also acknowledge that he fooled other people, not just her. Like, no one knew all the shit he was up to. So I think it's weird how, like, why is no one asking Monique and Chris, well, did y'all not know where he lived? So it was weird, okay? But with Monique and them talking, Monique and asking them talking or whatever, Monique still is acting like, I don't know what happened. She said this, that, and the other, whatever. So I conveyed that. And for me, like, look, I don't know if Monique is even, I don't know if Monique is like even making things up, because at this point it's bullshit. So I don't know how to even deal with what I'm being told. Should I believe Monique or should I not believe Monique? And for quick, like, I don't even care, whatever. But at the end of the day, he felt like Winter was trying to play tit for tat and trying to embarrass Ashley. And for me, the fact that Quick feel like that she's trying to get back at Ashley, to me, means y'all tried to embarrass her first. And so that's why she's trying to get back at anybody. But I don't think it's about get back as much as it was about just y'all don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird. How long was the separation from what's first grade and second? Oh, it was years. You know, she had been divorced for years before her and the second husband got together. Um, I'm not convinced if she went to the apartment things would have been any different. Well, you know, at this point we don't. But this is my thing. Um, it's like he's an old man, you know, because we know Kevin was, you know, into Kevin is, you know, older. I think he's like in the 60s or whatever. So who's to say that his situation could not have been? My parents are older, so I'm living there to help them. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, he still actively hid his own situation. And so I don't feel like it's right to blame Winter for things that someone did to purposely deceive her. You know what I'm saying? I should not have to play I Spy Private Eye, Sherlock Holmes, you know, Scooby Doo, where are you, to figure out what you got going on in life. I feel like if that man never said, hey, this is my living situation. I live in a house in the basement apartment and my parents stay upstairs. If he never actually said that, he was trying to deceive her. I think a lot of people like to place blame on us women when we find ourselves in situations that we were deceived from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? She should not have had to do no deep dive into where that man lived, because you would assume whatever he told her wasn't, hey, I live with my parents. He probably told her he has his own place. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I would never want anyone to judge. I don't want to judge anyone who was deceived. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like people are doing to Winter, because people just don't like Winter. And I think, I'm a person to where, not I root for underdogs, but I'm like, I never get how people want to judge people based on their mistakes when they were deceived, tricked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? And that's the gotcha for me. You know what I'm saying? People like, oh, well, she didn't go to his house. You know, she didn't go, but he didn't tell her. I think that's the part people are missing. Everyone keeps trying to blame Winter, and no one is saying, well, damn, what did he tell her? He could have told her the truth because he lied. You know what I'm saying? He actively deceived that lady to get her to like him, to get them to be married. And then once she found out and left him, now like, oh, oh, that's on Winter. It's Winter's fault because someone was not honest with her. And that's what I need people to understand. You cannot blame someone who gets scammed, because scammers be out here scamming. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bad part. We have to be sure it's not as if, now had she known it was some bullshit afoot and she kept dealing with him, now that's on her. Had he told her, hey, I live with my parents, I'm scamming my bosses or whatever, now had she known those things and stayed and then she got fucked up, okay, fine. But from what we're finding out, she didn't know these things. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that I can't be out here like, oh yeah, it's Winter's fault. He was deceptive. Right. He was deceptive. He definitely was a professional. He scammed everyone, not just Winter. He also scammed his partners at work. Monique and Chris said they knew Kevin for years and they had no idea what he had going on. It's the problem, the basement apartment, the fact that he was a part of his parents' house. I don't know. And that's what I feel like people aren't really, I'm saying, even focusing on anything. She said she knew he lived in a basement apartment, right? Because some people have basement apartments. I think that's normal in some places or whatever, Friday in Potomac. So yeah, he did not tell her things, and so people are blaming her for that, and that's crazy. I would think that if their first kiss was that far in the relationship, they really liked each other. So he was playing a part. He was. But we'll get into that once we get into Winter's conversation with her kids, okay? Because that ain't what we got going now. Um, My thing is, she said he told her he lived in the basement apartment, but she didn't know it was his parents' basement, but she didn't go to see either. It could have been the basement. Well, that's in some places, basement apartments are really just like in New York. Some people have basement level apartments. That's not like right. Some basement, right. We not gonna act like a basement apartment is like a regular house and in the basement. A basement apartment in most places really means it's an apartment that's just in the basement of a building or a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that. Okay. I wonder who else he scammed. Right. you know, that's the gotcha. But people want to blame winter because people don't like winter. Because winter talk too damn much. Winter is too open. Winter is too open, you know, and people are judgmental. People are people out here coming at winter. Meanwhile, they got tricked. Right, got tricked by a man who dropped it in they draws. Okay, and we all been tricked before. That's the gotcha. That's why I always say I like to try to tread lightly in judging folks. That's why when I say for Ashley, I don't dislike Ashley for any other reason besides how hard she's going that winter without knowing her. You know what I'm saying? Convenient lives of omission. That's why Winter told Ashley she was victim shaming, and she was blaming Winter for a man fooling a woman. Heck, we've all fell for the okey doke. I wonder how did she stay away from his apartment because she was celibate. Well, no, she says because it was COVID. That's like when they got together. That was like main COVID. That not COVID like now. Well, COVID now was like okay, we can go somewhere, but not really. She was dealing with that man like 2019, 2020 when COVID hit, and we really could not be around people. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Here in Maryland, basements can be an added floor of the house. Right. And I know I've seen that kind of stuff like in New York, and it's just different. Um, they really should give her a chance, and they probably won't. And that's what's crazy. You know what I'm saying to me. They also have basement apartments and condos for selling apartments, buildings, and stuff. Right. I've seen it a lot in New York and also in Chicago. So that's and also in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Winter may have been too trusting and initially got most have been foggy in the brain for the goal of love and marriage. Right. This was prime time COVID times. Okay. This when it first happened. You needed a mask, you couldn't go anywhere. That's when it happened. That's why she brought up how they were not seeing each other in person like that. Okay, not like that. Exactly we're expecting these reality show cast members to be perfect. And no one's perfect. And no one's perfect. Okay. All the social distancing probably helps some of these cameras. Right. Boom. Boom. Okay. right. What no one left the house much in 2020. You know what I'm saying? We seen this show in 2022. They got married and was dating in 2020 during full-fledged COVID time. Right. Isolation on 10. You couldn't go see your mama, let alone a new man you liked. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it was different. And people don't get at that point in time that's was easily scamming session. But no one is addressing that because people don't like winter. People don't like winter. And it's easy for the cast, in my opinion. And I'm saying that for Arena and Ashley because that's who kind of went that winter the most. Because you don't want folks looking at what y'all got going on. And let's be truthful. Jamie and Quick also don't want no one looking into what they got going on. But we shall see once season 2 and 3 pop out, you know what I'm saying, if we get more of whatever was going on with Ashley and Quick or Jamie and Arena, before recently. Okay. I'm still waiting for the full story about right. Because again, we only on episode 6. We have to still get into what he had going on. But think about this, the whole show right now is based on them not liking winter. That's easy. That's really, really easy. Okay. But when Quick said at the dinner, for them, because they're successful quick. He said, success comes with haters and jealousy and envy or whatever, but we not bothered about anything that isn't true. And I was like, but we don't know what's true or false about y'all yet, because no one is talking about y'all just yet. Y'all all want to focus on what the heck going on, okay? But you know, I'm like, whatever. Now, Monique keep bringing up how Winter was so cool. So she wants, Winter and Ashley to meet up one more time. I don't know why Monique is so focused on trying to get them, to fix shit or whatever. But let's get into Winter talking to her kids. So Winter had her 2 kids. First of all, I need y'all to like the video. Okay, like the video. Because liking is the thing to do. Okay. Um, Let me look at some comments. Well, listen to your reviews, not watching. Well, thank you, Carol. I'm happy you'll listen to me. Okay. Your lead is Monique actually saying she is not friends with the cast? I saw your video title, but didn't watch because there was no colorful comments here. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. The reason I put up Monique's live without me talking through them is because they're actually interesting. You know what I'm saying? They're actually interesting. And most of the time when they come out, I don't have time to do all that. Go watch the live, y'all. I'm telling you, go watch the lives. And when the reunion happens, I'll have a full-fledged separate review for us to talk about the whole season of DC and all of that. Okay. But I'm telling y'all look. The lives that Monique do are really interesting, especially the one that she just did with her and the other cast. Okay, I'm telling. Look, I know y'all don't like Monique. She can be irritating, but it's cool to hear her side of things, and she admits some shit that she did wrong too. So I'm telling y'all, go watch, go watch, go watch. The next time she go live, I'll try to, have a whole live watch along with it so we can discuss and whatnot. I wish I could have did that with the one that just did with the cast, but I was just too tired. Okay. Um Winter is socialite, so I can believe she is a good matchmaker. Best on that. She has lived a testimony all her failed relationships and lessons she learned from them. Um, I agree. Um, it was a very interesting live. It was. It was. Because the last one was not just Monique. It was also her and each person. And I always say, for me, because I review these shows, if I can get insights from each person on the show to kind of help me not be so confused with what's being edited and give me a bit of a better understanding, I like that. And the reason I post it for y'all is so that y'all can have that too. Because it's just a little bit of a extra, you know what I'm saying, a little extra oomph, okay? The lives are good supplemental content. I'm glad you post those because I wouldn't know otherwise. Right. And I try to catch the people I can, because if not, we're stuck with only what the producers cut and paste together. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it also, like that, I even said for Love Marriage Huntsville, Stormy's lives helped me understand her more than the show did. So I'm telling y'all, when I post the live from these shows, I'm telling y'all, watch them. I'm not posting them for no reason, and I would do commentary through them, but I'm like, I also don't want the people's, their message and their explanations get caught up in my foolishness. But it is what it is. But let's talk about Winter talking with her kids. Right. Having the background story to what was going on from the cast does help. It helps you, and it doesn't change it doesn't change anything. It just gives you more information so that you're just better informed. But Winter, again, Winter has 4 children from her first husband, and she has her two oldest kids is who she was talking to here. Her 18-year-old son and her 20-year-old daughter was on there. She also has 2 younger little kids who we did not see, and those again are from her first marriage, that she was married to the football player for years and years and years and whatnot. Okay. And it was an amazing thing to see, because I think so many times we usually only get to hear from the adults. The fact that her kids again are 18 and 20, we were able to hear their point of view too. And when she told them how, her and Kevin were getting divorced, the daughter started clapping. I was like, not clapping. Yeah, her daughter was on point. Okay, it was really on point. Um, However, the daughter point of view, in my opinion, helped me realize it wasn't Winter's fault. Okay. Because the daughter brought up how, I'm happy y'all getting divorced, because at the end of the day, I think, he kind of swooped in to bag you. And he made all these promises or whatever. He was making promises, did all these things to get you, wine and dining, buying shit. Okay, basically, the daughter said he love bombed you to get you. Okay, and the daughter said, I feel like he was manipulating you the whole time to get you to trust him. Okay, and the daughter, again, the daughter, not not Winter, the daughter, said he was doing that and shielding you from who he really was. He put on a whole good act, and there's nothing you could have done. It's not your fault. And I feel like when you're grown, because again, the daughter's 20. Her and Kevin were together. Let's say maybe a total, it was less than 2 years. Okay, so daughter was still like maybe 18, 19 years old when they started dating. So the daughter was aware of how someone came in and basically tricked her mama into thinking he was someone else. And Winter brought up how her daughter lived with her. So the daughter saw it all. And that to me shows he really did trick her, because the daughter, like, it wasn't your fault. Like, this, and the son agreed as well that you could not have done anything. He made you think he was somebody else to get you to trust him. That's what scammers do, right? Amazing insight, because it's easy for us to feel like that Winter is making us feel like, oh, it was all him. But the daughter and the son was also like, yeah, he love bombed you. He did all these things to make you think who he was, and that was not who he was. When the daughter said he shielded you from who he really was, I said, oh, damn. Meaning he probably fooled the kids too. Meaning the kids probably saw who he was in the beginning and who he turned out to be. And that's why their opinions are from an insight that we could even imagine. So for me, that's something like, we can't be up and blaming Winter for what Kevin did. Kevin did that, not Winter. Not Winter. Okay. And so I loved, that point of view, and even how Winter brought up how she felt guilty, that she was kind of beating herself up because she allowed this to happen. And the daughter saying, like, "No, Mom, you could have known, what he did. Like, you could have known this, that, or the other." I'm saying, so don't blame yourself. And people who, I kept seeing, comments on social, like, you got kids. How can you do? People, people know people for years and be with them and have them around their kids, and then the people turn out to be bad people. So I'm like, again, we should not keep judging Winter on a mistake she made by being tricked by some dude into thinking he was a great person. Because women get tricked every day. We know people in the world every day who was with someone at one point who was a great guy. He turned out to be a whole asshole, me included. Okay, I know. And that can be from someone who you've known for a while, or someone you just met who you thought was something that he was not. Okay, the kicker is, when Winter found out who that man was, she divorced his ass. Okay, when some fuck around here still with they Kevin, point blank Period. Okay. So Monique and Chris knew each of them. Yes, Chris and Monique. Monique has known Winter, I think, for longer than she's known Kevin. However, Chris and Monique, both knew Chris and Monique know Winter because Winter's first husband and Chris played in the league together. They talk about all this on the live. I'm telling y'all, go watch the live. They discuss all of that about how Chris and Monique knew Winter and her first husband because Chris and the husband played together. And so that's how they knew each other back then. But they also separately knew Kevin for years. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm like, people are questioning how Winter could get food. She knew people he knew. He wasn't really a stranger. You know what I'm saying? A stranger is someone that no one you know knows. You know what I'm saying? She knew Monique and she knew Chris. They knew Kevin. So they had mutual friends. And no one knew who Kevin was. So I was like, come on now. Yeah, right. The information on the live, y'all. It makes everything make sense. Okay. And they said all that stuff in the IG live. Right. I post stuff so y'all can see it. I post it for a reason. Okay. Right. They all knew each other's reps. They all strangers. They all each other's reps. So it was a whole thing. So I'm like, people don't even get that. So like Winter wasn't really stupid. She trusted someone she thought people around her knew as well. Because I have friends and I know friends of friends. So I would assume if I'm dating and marrying someone, if my friends ain't like, girl, he a scammer. He be stealing and like no one, like no one um even warned her because he had fooled everyone. Everyone. So that's the part that I'm like, y'all acting like it ain't great. It happened to her. It happened to her. Okay. Um, so yeah. So that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So Chris knows Winter's first husband through, playing with him in football. And Chris and Monique also know Kevin, who was Winter's second husband. So that's why I'm like, we can't act like, Winter was crazy. That's why Monique and Chris were so shocked because they also knew him and, did not know what he was doing. They addressed why Tasha is barely in the scenes. I love her aesthetic. I need to watch this live. Tasha and Neil are friends of the show. So that's why we don't see them as much right now. However, they will be in more episodes coming up the rest of the season. So apparently a lot is gonna happen, coming up. I didn't blame Winter for what happened. We all have had look, I literally had a Kevin, okay? He dead now, may he rest in peace. But so I had a Kevin when I was in my early 20s. Okay, we all have had a Kevin. So I can't blame someone for that. Ain't gonna do that, okay? But let's move on to Monique Ashley and Winter Meetup. In my opinion, I still feel like Monique is the only one pushing this issue to try to get them to all get along, to be friends. Winter and Ashley just don't mesh. I still don't understand why. I still feel like I don't understand why Ashley seemed to have had a problem with Winter from day one. That part I won't get. I feel like when someone we see like even with Monique and Candace. Monique and Candace grew to not be cool. You know what I'm saying? They had issues that turned into them not being cool anymore. So we kind of seen that friendship start and explode. Okay. For me, with Ashley and Winter, I don't see or I don't understand where that happened. It has seemed like from the beginning Ashley did not see it for Winter. We seen her say how she feel like Winter may be uptight or whatever, and that could be it. But I don't understand that. Okay, I got tricked by a friend as well, who turned out to be a parent, basement dweller. Fortunately, I didn't marry him, but I still have compassion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody. Okay. Anyway, so Monica's the only one trying to get this resolution between Ashley and Winter. I'm not gonna leave it be. So, but they do kind of figure out at the end of the day, it really was a misunderstanding on how each person took what was said. Okay, Winter vented to Monique as a friend. Okay, about what happened. That was that, and she was saying what happened. She really was just repeating what happened and how she felt about it. Okay. Monique then went and told Ashley that stuff, you know what I'm saying, as if Winter was still egging on or still upset, still pissed, and wanted to kind of spread more rumors about Quick. So because of that, Ashley rightfully was upset. You know what I'm saying? She was rightfully upset, okay? Because she thought Winter up here trying to still spread or speak rumors about my husband. I don't like that bullshit. And so they all kind of agree it was Monique who made it worse. It was really Monique who made it worse. Even Monique agreed that she made things worse or whatever. So Ashley brings about for her like she didn't think she had issues with Winter, but now she do based on what happened because you're trying to come for my marriage. And Winter like, look, that was not my intent. I never was trying to come after your marriage, so I apologize if you felt that way. That was not my intent. I still don't think that was that lady's intent, and I'm not saying Winter is innocent. I'm not, but I still don't feel like she was trying to intentionally cause bullshit. Okay. Maybe Winter represents when the truth comes out and that scares the married people. That's true. That's true. I think there are truths in everyone's life, be it their marriage, their job, or whatever, that sometimes you don't want to face what you may have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to harp on someone else's faults than address your own. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that is. I try not to judge people too harshly on the really shows because if you put a camera on my honey, look, child, look, y'all have heard some of my past stories. I, as I've grown as a YouTuber, I do feel like I am more understanding first than judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to be fair. Still call out bullshit, but not be like, oh, that is, you know what I'm saying? I try to not do that as much if I can. If I can. You know what I'm saying? I think Wanda was speaking in confidence to Monique and she didn't think Monique would go back and tell. I agree. But that's the gotcha. That's what I said. Winter was like a virgin to this whole reality show thing. That's never how it goes. And that's why I said you have to be careful who you vent to. Cause some folk don't get, that's why I said on our panel, I'm like, I should be able to vent to my friend how I feel, even if in that moment I feel mad about something that's already been resolved. I may still be upset as I'm talking about it even if I move past it, if I'm repeating things that was said, I should be able to trust that you're not going to take that and run with it and then make it worse. And that's what Monique did. But that's what these shows are about. So again, but again, I'm telling you, go watch the live, okay, from Monique and the cast because Winter spoke on that and how she would have done things had she known things. Go watch it after my live. Go watch it back, okay? But anyway, Monique does say how for her, like I delivered the story to me. I'm sorry, I delivered the story to Ashley how you brought it to me. But I get, you know what I'm saying. No, she said I wasn't trying to be messy, but I did tell Ashley based on how you told me. And maybe you need to work on how you deliver stories. And I was like, the fuck? Monique, shut up. Monique, stop it, okay? But both Winter and Ashley get to the conclusion that, you know what, look, I think it was Winter who said it first, that how we don't even know each other to really have an issue, okay? To really feel some kind of way. Because Ashley was like, can we leave today agreeing that we have no issues or whatever? And Winter's response was like, we don't even know each other to even have an issue. So it's not as if, we can leave here on anything other than like neither one of us should feel any kind of way. Okay. And so they both don't have a problem with each other, but in my opinion, they don't like each other, and that's what it's gonna be. Okay, and I'm like, girl, it's gonna be some crazy shit going on around here. Okay, now when they get to this crazy salt cave thing or whatever that Monique just suggested y'all go to with some lady who can tell you how y'all feel, I mean, it was cool. I liked it. It was fine or whatever, but I also felt like, girl, bye. So it's like a salt cave. Now the salt cave was on Potomac either last season or the season before last, because Karen went there, I believe, with Ashley, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. So we've seen this salt cave before. And it's a white lady named Terry, little white lady, who can tell you, I feel this and I feel that, you get me in tune with things within yourself and whatnot. I was like, girl, bye. So the white lady named Terry first got on Jamie, and she's like, Jamie, you are, aggressive. You don't want to feel weak, and when you don't want to feel weak because you feel insecure, you become like a pit bull. Like you really push people away with how you act or whatever. And when you feel insecure, just don't say anything instead of coming off as a bully. Now I was like, no, that's the truth. I can see that. Now this is my thing. You know, I don't like going to people who can tell me things about myself who feel like they know me or whatever. I'm always weirded out by that because I'm looking like, look, I only want God to come and tell me about me. And sometimes, I just don't want people putting their energy into me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue with anyone advising me on whatever, but I'm like, when they say how she can sometimes, pass energy, I don't know, I don't need nobody's energy in me that I don't want in me. So I'm good on that or whatever. But again, what she said about Jamie to me was spot on, or whatever. Now, Jamie, took it all in, you know what I'm saying? Because it was who he is. I can tell that's who he is, okay, from watching the show. And now when she told Raina how, that she gets a vibe of her being unhappy with things, okay? But also trying to make things look perfect, like covering things up to seem like things are perfect. And I'm like, that is so true. And Arena, agreed that, I do that, even how I dress sometimes, and how I always feel like I have to be so made up to make things look perfect. Now, the fact that she started crying, Arena started crying because it was her truth. And Jamie looked like, what the fuck is she crying for? And Jamie kind of nudged her. And Terry was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, let her feel how she feels or whatever. And Jamie was like, I just don't get why she's crying. I laughed because I was like, Jamie, for sure. I don't think it was I think he was I think he was shocked for one. But again, I don't think that was him being a bully. I think he was like, what the fuck are you crying for? It was funny, but again, I'm like, let her feel how she feels. But we also know that Arena is fully aware that her and Jamie marriage is not perfect. But no one's marriage is perfect. We know that no one's marriage is perfect. And I think to cover up for whatever issues they have, that she will put on this front. And the front that she's putting on is weighing on her heavy. You know what I'm saying? And I think Jamie's okay with that because Jamie also likes this image of them being perfect. So I think she is holding that burden of making them look perfect based on probably the fuck ups he's done. Okay. Jamie must lack some emotional intelligence or something. He's caveman. He's absolutely a caveman. Right. I can't when she told him in the confession, like, you should have nudged me, you should have hugged me. And he just looked at her like, what the fuck are you crying for? But again, but I feel like she's used to that. And that's a part of what she covers up to make it seem like she's okay with it, but she isn't. I feel bad for Arena because I feel like, look, I feel like Arena is in a marriage that she's put so many years in that she feel like it's too late to leave now. And the gotcha is going to be, and let's say if this show, continues, and let's say in 4 5 seasons, let's see how okay she is with being the quiet, doting, make a look perfect wife. I can see her changing in a couple of seasons once she realized I don't have to settle for being unhappy. And it's gonna be up to Jamie to fix himself to keep Arena. Okay, and that's the part that's that on that. Okay, that's that on that. Their marriage is walking a fine balance. She is in distress and is looking for a strong reason to walk away. Hey, this show was going to help her walk because she's going to be consistently told that she seems unhappy. And we know no one's marriage is perfect. We know that. However, you can't keep trying to be perfect for no reason. And the fact that Jamie doesn't seem like he is an emotionally supportive husband when she's having emotional moments is going to look worse as time goes on. Okay. But that's on that. Okay. Thank you, HFG. Love the content in your authentic perspective. I try my best, what I'm saying, to be authentic because again, everyone has opinions or whatever. So I'll be like, try and just explain shit, so it kind of makes sense to other folks. So thank you for the super chats. Okay. Um, if Jamie doesn't think your response is correct, then he doesn't try to understand why you respond the way you do. Because I'm like, well, I'm like, he just nudged her and she crying. I was like, but again, that's on that man. That's on that man. Now, quick. They get on quick. Quick, you know what I'm saying? She brought up some nines. You know what I'm saying? Some nines or whatever. And I know what I mean. I found out my mom was dying when I was 9. My father passed away in the year 1999. So those must be the nines that she's seeing. Okay. But he brings up how he worked very, very hard to kind of be his coping mechanism of dealing with his parents' death, his father not seeing him be successful as an adult. He brought up how his dad was told that he was basically a failure as a father because he allowed Quick to kind of pursue being a DJ. So for him, I wish he could have seen me be successful and see that he was a good father. He, with him encouraging me and allowing me to chase my dream, like it wasn't for nothing. So, that was his whole thing and whatnot. Okay. Now they got on Chris. Okay. And for Chris, she's like, Chris, you can't live through Monique. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that and the other person is unhappy, you won't get why they're unhappy because it's not you, it's them. Okay. And so I was like, okay, cool. So in the confessional, when Chris say how he took that was that he took her saying that, Monique doing her own thing. So don't live through whatever Monique is doing. You can't do that. You need to go and pursue whatever your own passion is, and his passion is coaching. Honey, Monique, no, Chris, no, you know what I'm saying? That's not what she meant. She was speaking on a deeper level, not about. I'm like, Monique, let that man interpret what she said for what it means to him. If she told that man to not live through you, don't try to interpret through him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, living through. And Monique is for sure different than who she was on Potomac. Okay. Monique is just completely this I want to be in tune with and in touch with all these earthly and bodily and whatever, whatever, whatever. And Chris isn't that. So when Chris is trying to express how he takes things, Monique tells him, in my opinion, how he's wrong. How can his interpretation of what someone told him is his interpretation? His interpretation of someone telling him to not live through his wife and him saying, I get she's saying, find your own passion. And his passion is coaching. Let that be what it is. And I was like, oh, Monique, you get on my goddamn nerves. Girl, you got to stop trying to even micromanage how he translates the lady telling him something. Let him do that, okay? So that aggravated me. You hear me? Completely aggravated me. I was like, girl, please stop. Okay. Anyway, so I was like, let that be. So the last thing that we do see I cannot believe I've been on DC for hour over hour. Girl, I talk too damn much. Okay. I am too long winded. Okay. I should have been shut up a long time ago. But the last thing we see quick going to the grave side of his father, him and his brothers. And I feel two different ways. And I don't want to be mean, you know what I'm saying? Um, I never I get Quick is trying to, wrap his head around how he this salt cave situation, how he works too much or whatever to kind of avoid how he feels about it, losing his parents. But I feel like him and his brothers going to the gravesite or whatever was cool. It was when he pulled out the letter that his mom wrote him and his siblings before she passed away. I was like, now why are we doing that part now? I get that um, they wanted to have this emotional moment at the graveside or whatever. But I would not want to, because I'm like, did you bring day letters too? It was so weird. And I feel like you did not have to read what your mama wrote y'all before she died. Now you crying or whatever. I'm like, it was just too much for me. I get, missing a picture. I was bawling, crying yesterday because I was, my dad passed away, whatever. It was Father's Day. So I get how you have to handle the emotions of losing a parent in your own way, but I just did not understand the point of him bringing the letter that his mom wrote to them before she died, and then read it out loud at the daddy grave. I'm like, why? I was like, what is going on here? What? I was like, girl, God, what is you doing? Like, no, don't do that. Like, keep that letter to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or even if he would have said, like, my mom, y'all know mom wrote us the letter, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bringing it up was fine. But I'm like, you pulled the letter out and was reading it, and when he said how this is only the second time he's read it out loud, why are you reading it, sir? And I was trying to understand how the letter from his mom coincided with them going to the dad. I was confused. It was an intense gravesite visit. I was like, okay, but what I can and I also feel like this: Quick needs some grief counseling. Quick is for sure, in my opinion, avoiding a lot of pain from his past, and that ain't gonna help him. I want him to go sit down with somebody and to have a conversation about whatever things that is weighing on him. And I think once he do that, a lot of weight will be lifted off that man. You hear me? Okay. But look, we finna get into love and marriage Huntsville. Okay, but first of all, like the video. Because liking is always the thing to do. Okay, let's get into, let me find my graphics for the other people now. Because y'all know I'm on my phone now. I'm not in the thing. Now again, for the folks who may not have been on here earlier, let me repeat. The panel on Thursday is going to be Wednesday. Okay. The Ooh Lady First panel will be Wednesday at 9:30 on my channel this week, because there's a versus that is on Thursday. Okay, there's a versus on Thursday, so we will not be live Thursday. Now, Thursday, I will be live streaming the versus on my other channel on JayLeesCorner Talk. I will live stream that so we can have a good time in chats. And y'all know, of course, after the verses, I will have the live after show chit chat on my channel, JayLee's Corner. Okay, so that will be Thursday round here. But the panel this week is on my channel, except we'll be live Wednesday at 9:30. Okay, and that's the thing to remember. What else? I think I think that may be all I have to announce. But let's get into these people around here doing things. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Kimmy and Tisha. Now, we know the men is around here in Atlanta. Okay. Oh, we also know to become host. Look, make sure y'all around here. Okay. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, to become host JayBird, dun dun dun, and now okay, do all those things. Okay, do all those things. Um, and just remind y'all things going on right here. But we know the men are in Atlanta on this little trip or whatever. And so I'm gonna get to the trip last because I feel like the show. We also feel like this was a throwaway episode because I was like, is y'all on BS? Is y'all? I think y'all on BS. I feel like no one around here is really working for their check. Okay, let's have an easy breezy episode. And I'm like, what is the go between of let's have two BS episodes back to back? The last week's episode was about the Scots. This one is about the punk ass Atlanta trip. Both could have been both last week and this week could have been in one episode, in my opinion. Okay. It's getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. And just like aggravating. Hold on, y'all. Sending a message. Okay, I'm back. I'll be doing multiple things. Okay, but Tisha and Kimmy is back in Huntsville. Someone called not Latifah, not Latifah. Y'all just horrible. Okay, throw the whole show away. Look, the show needs to get better. Okay, the show really does need to get better because if not, we're gonna all be like done with the show. So I wonder if that's why they're doing these filler episodes because they're trying to piece together something better for later. And I'm like, but do we really care? I don't think so. So Tisha and Kimmy meet up at Black to chit chat about the men being in Atlanta for the sky trip. Now, for me, I'm like, both of y'all knew the trip was coming on. Both of y'all, you know, I won't say allowed the husbands to go, but y'all knew it was going. Okay, so them now saying how they both hope the men are on the best behavior. Kimmy said how it concerns me. It really does concern me. Whatever. How the last ATL trip caused a lot of drama. I'm like, the drama from ATL didn't even happen until what, 5 years later. Okay, and I'm like, that's just stupid. It doesn't make because it's not as if any drama came when they went to Atlanta, okay, at all. On what was on the Atlanta trip, which was, Martell, Maurice, and Marceau, whatever, and now we know Coleslaw. That whole trip did not really garner drama until recently. And if that's the case, why did y'all say, okay, me and y'all should go? Go ahead over there that, and have fun and have a good time. But when y'all gone, we're gonna act like we have an issue with it. No. No, it's giving me filler episode because nothing else is going on yet, and we want to wait to have these last maybe 2-3 episodes at the end of the season, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and I might get out my face, and let me punch y'all in the throat. But why Joe Button? What did Joe Button? What? We do not need to look. I'm ignoring some of y'all. Look, we're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not gonna be this spouting foolishness. Okay, it's a snooze. Look, I agree. I agree that when let's go. Oh, let me scroll back up. I think I scrolled past and stuff. They need to drag the drag the show back to what it was supposed to be about business. I agree. I agree. They could have shown more of the Storm's family. Honey, look, really could have. Really could have. Okay, the scenes of Love Marriage Huntsville are dragged out way too long. As low key boring. Look, when they dragged out that damn scene last week with the Scots fussing or whatever, and nothing came out, I'm like, get out my face, get out my face. Okay, um, that show has to give. Keisha wanted to pull up on my son Atlanta. She acts like she doesn't trust. Look, she don't trust him. She was dead ass serious about wanting to pull up on them from in Atlanta, and I'm like, it's just stupid. What's your favorite part of the episode? I don't have one because it was a snooze. Truth be told, Bell Collective is supposedly still filming their second season. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Hopefully, they'll announce something around the reunion time of Potomac. I mean, up Potomac of these shows. They'll announce when we'll get Bill Collective. The guy trip was some BS. I can agree. I can agree. Um, it was all so fake and forced. Didn't even need to go to Atlanta. I was like, y'all went to Atlanta to taste some wine. Y'all took wine from Huntsville to Atlanta to drink and eat with some stale ass chicken. Get out of my face, okay? Where is Kimmy? That picture still has her shook, honey. I don't know. Um, I wish they would get back to the original reason for the show with a little bit of drama. To me, they really fully have kind of just went wholeheartedly the other way, and nobody is even trying to address like what happened. Somebody needs to forget to turn their camera off. Like, what the fuck is their live off? That is true. That's probably gonna happen. Um, but just seeing Tisha and Kimmy sitting up there acting as if, oh, we don't trust the men and what could happen. Because now they're there with Martell, and why is Martell doing the wine business or whatever? Why didn't he invite the wine? So why I bet they can go to a strip club. It's like, to me, this conversation wasn't needed. To me, this conversation was like, okay, if y'all had these many concerns, why wasn't that brought up to the men beforehand? Like, why have this whole conversation when they're gone? Okay. And I'm like, at the end of the day, y'all husbands gonna do what they want to do. Okay. Truth be told, it may be safer now because the cameras around. Okay. And when they brought up how, like, well, let's hope there's not a scandal or rumor based on the trip. It will always be a rumor or a scandal based on the trips because your husbands be shady as shit. Okay. And when Tisha lied, honey, when she lied and said that she no longer lets rumors upset her, you was just upset last 2 weeks ago, crying in the car. Okay, crying in the car. And she said how because I have no choice but to trust my husband and not the outside noises because haters haters will be haters. Girl, look, I don't think anyone is particularly hating on Teach's relationship. I think Marceau says foolish things that people just pick up on and run with it because he allows people to play with their marriage for ratings. That's what it is, okay? And I might get out my face, okay? It's bull of the shit. Now, when who else met up? Tiffany and Mel. Where that picture at? Boom. Okay. Tiffany and Mel met up later on to talk as well. Okay. Now Tiffany out here trying to convince us. She really wants us to think that her and Lewis, Lewis, I just feel like, had he came to Utah, like it would have been the same. I would not have had that same I wouldn't have been able to really consume this experience or whatever of trying to find my father because Lewis like isn't in like I have to start Lewis up like he doesn't like start me up. I'm like, what are you talking? It's Tiffany and Lewis really assumed they can come this season with the bullshit and we'll just eat it up. I was like, no. I still feel like they're being fake. I still feel like we don't know anything about them, and now they're having these random, very, very vague issues. And I'm like, why are you saying that? I start him up, whatever. He comes, I don't believe you. I do not believe you. And even say how Mel was better for you to be there. I was like, bitch, what girl? Y'all went to the city of Utah. Okay, a couple hours away, whatever. It wasn't as if it was just long, drawn out trip for days on end. You found out all this information. You went for one day, found out basically nothing or whatever, and you still in the drawing board. How was that so amazing? Because girl, get out of my face, okay? And then when they get on how Tiffany and Lewis have been married for 2 years or whatever, and they're already having sex issues. I'm like, now she think they have a lot of sex, okay? But Lewis said before early the season how they don't have enough sex, how she puts work before him. I'm like, that means somebody lying. Someone lying, I don't know who it is, and it irks my nerves. Okay, it irks my nerves. And I feel like Lewis and Tiffany just don't want to kind of be the boring couple and they want people to act like, they like them or whatever. And that's just stupid. Thank you for the cash app, Janelle Carter. It's just dumb. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Tiffany said on Carlos' show they are not in open relationship. Who, I don't know who thought they were. Nothing. Tiffany and Lewis like making people assume things because that makes them, they think it'll make them interesting. And I feel like no one thought they had an open marriage. Right. They're acting fake. I don't like it. We don't even know her real age. Well, she said she's 30 something. Okay. Tiffany and Lewis are lying. One said enough sex, other said right. I was like, it doesn't. But this is my thing. When she said, "I'm always working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m." Ain't no way if you go all day, just as a human being, your body will not allow you to work that hard and be fucking your husband all the time. I think Lewis' point is she works so much, their sex life is lacking. I think she think if I fuck him twice, that should be good enough. I don't know either because neither one of them will go into detail about what they're talking about. And that's that BS. You can't be on here kind of making up things and then trying to allude to this or that, thinking it'll make people be more interested or whatever, and y'all can kind of, I guess, talk about it over this season next. I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm over it already. Okay. Now when Mel asked Tiffany about, well, have you ever like asked him like what his love language is or whatever, and has he ever asked you? Because it seemed like y'all made us be assuming shit and not having a conversation. When Tiffany said they've never had that conversation, I was like, bitch, what? Y'all had a whole season about how much y'all talk, about how open y'all are, about how transparent. Y'all had this whole conundrum of, and other folks are not being open and not being honest. But y'all have not had a conversation as two grown adults who are married about y'all love languages. How do you not know how he wants affection? How do you not know that? You should know if the person you like, what do they like? Do they like touch? Is it conversation? Is it both? Is it is his love language, whiskey and cigars? Like, does he love you? Know what I'm saying? If you to not have had that conversation, to me means y'all was lying last season, saying how y'all were so open and talking about this and that. Because last season y'all was perfect, knew this and knew that, wanted to advise everybody else about they shit. And this season, y'all have not had a conversation about sexual or the love. Like, I'm like, bitch, girl. I was like, get out of my face, okay? She then brings up, Tiffany says how she think that other men would appreciate the strong woman she is, and she wished Lewis, would appreciate her. I was like, what? And she then said she thinks that he is intimidated by her. I was like, for y'all to be so transparent and to be so in tune, as y'all said y'all were last season, how do you have all these assumptions on how he feels? Because that means y'all ain't talking. Okay. And Mel said, look, you need to ask him, talk to him, have these conversations because it seemed like you ain't like y'all ain't talking. And that's on bullshit, whatever. And I was like, girl, and then she then, oh yeah, because they in Atlanta right now with the men, all the men in Atlanta with Martell. And Mel, she then said, I hope because Lewis isn't fully, satisfied at home, that he doesn't get talked into doing something to get fulfilled there. And I was like, so now Lewis is gonna get convinced to fuck a bitch in Atlanta because he with Martell. Girl, Mel said, girl, we are not gonna put that in there. Mel was like, I am not feeding to this bullshit that Tiffany tried to feed me. Tiffany, you would not get me wrapped up in your fake storyline. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. When Tiffany said she gives Lewis or without him asking, do you think she was taking a sick shot at Mel? Um, I think she was lying to Mel. You know what I'm saying? And I think she was making up shit to Mel. Tiffany, Lewis and Tiffany are on there, and it was skin and tie set up to come up with the bullshit. I agree. Tiffany's her story is not straight. On the trip, she said she works all the time and she still goes home and gets some head and takes hours of the story. They can't get it together. And if she gave that man oral without him asking her, that don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, Mel and Martell, who are not divorced still seem happier divorced than they seem than Tiffany and Lewis seem married. Okay, at the all. Okay, as we seen in the episode, Tiffany and Lewis they don't talk, and that's the part that's dumb. Okay, in my opinion, if I was somebody, I would exit the show to protect my brain. I notice her accent is not as pronounced when she is on live. And I think she says, she just code switches. For Stormy, we shall see. Thank you to Els who told Carlos we wanted to know about Lewis. About Lewis blue balls. Honey, girl, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know at all. Okay, how do you get Tiffany's lie again? Okay, because something ain't right. Okay, something ain't right. Tiffany got 5 problems at the same time, and I'm like, and I don't get it because y'all preach transparency and how communicate. What they're saying this season does not match at all with their narrative from last season. Y'all on some bullshit. Okay. Maybe Tiffany Lewis saw the fakeness of Tisha Marceau and decided to fake the storyline. But this is the gotcha. I feel like Tisha and Marceau are smarter because they didn't come to us with the bullshit till season 4. I think Lewis and Tiffany trying to come with bullshit now is it's too early. It's too early. Okay. You can't bring that not right now. Not right now. Okay. Because we won't believe it. Okay, we ain't gonna believe it. I'm like, girl, get out my damn face. And Mel and my people like, girl, just stop. Go talk to your husband. Okay. Now over in Atlanta. Okay, over in Atlanta with the men. What the men's at? Boom. Okay. So the men's is over there in Atlanta. Martell then rented a whole mansion. Now, the mansion Martell rented is the same mansion that Jocelyn Hernandez rented for the damn cabaret show in Atlanta. I'm like, that's the mansion them hoes was in on Jocelyn's Cabaret Atlanta. It's outside that house is probably haunted, okay? Cootie juice, fighting juice, all kind of weird cocaine powder, whatever over there. I'm like, why did y'all waste money on this mansion for a weekend? I blame Melnika. Melnika, why did you rent this shit? For what? And I'm like, that mansion looks so familiar. And I was like, bitch, that's the mansion from Johnson's Cabaret. Now I don't know who said that mansion mansion could not be worth 10 mil. That mansion is for sure built for the 1900s, okay, 1901 or 1902. That thing needs some upgrades, okay. I was like, no, ma'am. No, sir. Now, what I get is 4 grown men. You want to be comfortable, and you want 4 grown men to be comfortable. No one needed that big ass 13 bedroom mansion. You could have got a different Airbnb, in my opinion. Okay, it's like for what? For what? I'm like, and it's that. I'm like, that was a girl. I was like, whatever. Anyway, so we do see all the men going to Johnson's old rooms to call their wives. Who was like, "What y'all doing? What's going on?" I'm saying, who comes? I'm like, look, they there with the men. Stop asking all these questions. I was like, leave it be. Don't. Yeah, the house look old. Look, oh, it looks like it's from the 1900s. The furniture does that house needs a complete remodel. It at least upgrade the furniture. Okay, just upgrade the furniture, whatever. But again, the men get there, talk to their wives or whatever. Like, it's okay, we here, whatever. And it's a big old mansion. Martell rented a 10 mil. I'm like, that house can't cost, it just can't cost 10 mil. I just don't believe it. Anyway, but they get down there, whatever, they get dressed. I hope they all took showers. Why? I feel like no one showered. I don't like the way. They get downstairs, they walk in the room. It's a room full of women. Martell has invited, it was probably like 10, maybe 10 to 15 women there. And the men like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? If it's a guy trip, why is all these women down here in these goddamn, prom dresses or whatever? Like, we finna go to prom, okay? And Martell say for him, because he know women are the main ones who drink wine. He's also single, and because he loves women, he had all these women come here to taste the wine. I'm like, so y'all really drove to Atlanta, brought the wine with y'all from Huntsville to Atlanta, got in Johnson's old rented mansion, because Johnson rented it too. Got this old ass rented mansion to have people come around here to taste some wine and eat girl eat unbaked chicken for what? Poor K. And yes, Martell hard. Martell said, and now the men have to go home and tell their wives they, were here with all these women with me. I was like, girl, Marcellus met C. Okay, met as a C. Now we see the men mixing and mingling. I'm saying talk. Now Marceau, in my opinion, was one who they showed the most having like conversation or whatever. And he also brings up, oh, the ladies will eat first or whatever, and maybe they can fix the mental. I said, think why would any woman there make any of y'all men a plate for what? Poor K. No, thank you, whatever. I was like, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. Now we then see all the men's and all the women's whatever sit down and eat some food with it was plastic wine glasses. Okay, and the food looked bland. Okay, the food did not look seasoned. Okay, and for y'all to have a whole house that costs 10 mil, why did everyone not have a space to say why wasn't enough seats? I was confused about that. So they tasting the wine. It tastes good. It has legs. I was like, are these women really wine drinkers? Let me know. I don't know. Okay. And the men have to kind of sell us on the wine. Now, Marceau says something about, saying wine down Wednesdays. We see Maurice use his sexy voice, which I was like, sir, damn, you fuck somebody else. He was a whole little sexy voice. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine this and that and that and this. Okay. And now you need some wine. I'm like, whatever. Lewis brings up about popping the bottle and spreading some legs or whatever and drinking wine. I'm like, Lewis, stop trying to be a pervert. But Martell was happy that everyone liked his dry ass sweet wine or whatever. Cheers to strangers liking your product. That's always a good thing. When strangers like your shit, strangers should always like your stuff. Not Quitty Cat juice. Anyway, yeah, that house was that house could not be clean. But Marceau had teeth. Not just he, Marceau just recently got his teeth redone. Okay. They took the baits off camera. I agree with that. They right. No one needed to go here to taste the wine. No one. Okay. Would have done better to go to a busy club and right. Why is y'all in this old ass mansion of the 1900s? The plates even look old. How the plates look old? Okay, how do you have slave plates in there? And I'm like, how the food looked old. It looked cold. It wasn't no steam coffee food. I was like, what's going on here? It was just like not a flavor of a reunion party. Right. At least look when I heard them glasses, like I'm like, those are plastic. How did you not have real wine glasses? Now they look like them, but I'm like, no, those are plastic. I don't get it. Okay, got on my nerves. Right, that was all my nigga friends. Okay, all her friends or whatever. The wine description didn't make any sense to me. It's right, it's sweet and dry. I was like, okay, sweet ass dry wine, leave that be. Oh, we like it. It's good. You know what I'm saying? The place look old. The kitchen was too small for the expensive house. The table is at it. I'm like, why? It wasn't enough space. Everything seemed like okay, we rented a mansion, but we only paid to use 4 rooms. The house may have 20,000 square feet. We only paid for 3,000 square feet. Don't go, to the other side. Just stay in this little part right here, and that's it. That's it. Okay. It seemed basic. It just seemed when the food don't look good and you have fake ass plastic wine glasses, it was not what I thought it should be. And to me, that's a waste of money. When you're trying to build a business, you do not want to waste money on nothing. And my thing is, no one there. You didn't even have people there who could talk about your wine to make other folks want to buy it. Like no one there made me feel like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try some in this wine. You know what I'm saying? Now the wine is named after Martell's grandmother who's passed away. So I think her name was Inez. So that's who the wine is named after. But again, you didn't even have people there who could help promote your wine. That's stupid. You should at least have people there who either was wine connoisseurs or sommeliers or whatever, or some people who had like an online or something that would promote the actual wine. Y'all just ate food for free on them old ass place in that old ass house. I was like, get out my face, okay? So, but again, cheers to the people who paid to be there. And like, now they went to see, no, we did when they was talking or whatever. And I think Martell alluded to, Lewis and Tiffany having a somewhat open marriage. I was like, look, no one believes that. We seen a flashback scene of Lewis saying to Tiffany around Martell, like they don't get down like we can't kind of include them in what we do or whatever. Which made Martell say, oh, that means they have an open marriage. They do not have an open marriage. No one can convince me that they did. Not ever. Now Marceau jokingly saying how I'll listen to his advice if he can convince me on how he convinced his wife to let him do that. I'm like, well, he did. They not Louis and Tiffany is barely fucking each other. So you can't tell me they're also fucking somebody else. That ain't how that works. Okay. People who don't have time to have sex together don't have time to also have sex with other people. That's that on that. Okay. But I never believed they were, at all, swingers or no, they open to, I don't know, checks being cashed or bouncing or whatever. That's about it. But we then see the men go to a strip club, whatever. They were at the club behaving. They were on their best behavior because cameras were there. No one can tell me that when them cameras left, the men did not have a whole other vibe going on. I was like, I'm 100% sure once the cameras went down, all of them relaxed. All of them smacked some ass, threw some dollars or whatever, and all that. Now, when Martell asked the one lady if he could have that, I said, can you have what? Are you asking for sex in the strip club? I was like, Martell, what? And then he said, that's gonna be baby number 6. I said, not baby number 6. Now, Martell, like, when I get drunk, I get a little bit loose. I was like, sir, you was loose sober and married. So I can't imagine how loose you get single and drunk. So girl, get out my face, Martell. Get out my damn face. But again, none of them can convince me that only Martell was the one doing the most in the club because the following day at the house or whatever, they all are hung over and because they was all out there fucking them hoes. Okay, fucking them hoes. Okay. Now I'm not saying they all cheated, but I'm like, no, they were not sitting there not touching. No one can. They were not sitting there not touching, not tipping, not getting lap. No one goes to a strip club and does not get a lap dance. It doesn't happen. Okay. So miss me with the I don't like strip clubs. Maurice, you're lying. You're lying. Lewis, Lewis, you're lying. Okay, you ain't get pussy at home. You was in Pussy Valley. Okay, you around here. You got a lap dance, and y'all they probably got head or whatever. I don't know. But again, we will find out in about 2 seasons when the the chicks who they bang come out. Okay. So the following day, they kind of chit chat about how they are proud of Martell for him, kind of being better. They see growth in him, and I can admit, Martell at times for the past maybe 2 or 3 episodes have seen a bit more, relaxed, mature they was before, and he admits how he is mentally better. Well, I mean, because at now you cannot get mail back. Okay. So Marcel brings up how at times, Martell was always saying he was good, but they knew he wasn't because of how he was acting. But now they can see him, really being okay. And now when I think it was Maurice who asked him, well, how is things going with you and Mel? Y'all being divorced now, whatever, and things being different. And Marcel specifically asked him, like, well, what do you feel that you did wrong and what can you change to get what you want or whatever. And Marcel gonna say like, it's hard. It was hard because he said at one point I did want my family back. However, he said I feel like Mel has a dark heart and a cold. I think that's a dark. This fool said Mel has a dark and cold heart. Nigga, you cheated on her and had a baby on her. What do you think she's supposed to do? Like, it's so weird to me that he really don't understand. Like, Mel don't want you for a reason, sir. She doesn't not want you for no reason. She doesn't want you because of what you did while y'all were married, and then how you handled it once she found out and left your ass. It's like, what is wrong with you? Okay, stop blaming her. That's some bullshit. And when Marcel said to him how you can't not accept your part in what happened. You know what I'm saying, because we all know that you did something wrong. And I think Martell, like, well, look, I want to hear that shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I've already admitted to what I did wrong. And the fact that Marcel made a great point. Marcel said, because Martell feel like he has not been validated and the wrong that was done to him, he doesn't want to fully accept his part of things because he feel like that's too much if no one can admit I was done wrong too. And I think the issue that I have, and that was very true, that's the reason why Martell doesn't fully accept his role, because he like, no one really holds Mel accountable for anything that she did to me. And I'm like, sir, what she did doesn't compare to what you did. If y'all broke up and she left you and she dated somebody else, that's one thing. Nigga, you dated someone and had a whole relationship with somebody while y'all were married in the same household, and you then had a baby with her. So you cannot compare the two. It's two different things. And I can respect a little bit that at least in these things, the men were not like just allowing him to kind of still blame Mel. But whatever. And then the men go to like a little rage room to get rid of some aggression or whatever. And you know, Martell brings up, it was Monica's idea to go to the rage room. The rage rooms when you go and you just break shit. You break stuff to get out your frustration or whatever. So Monica set it up because she knew that he had been, just mad about stuff. So Marceau breaks shit saying that he is, upset or aggravated with bloggers and how, with Wanda and how, mostly Wanda, because he said, Wanda is the one always stirring shit up. She's the one we can't get rid of her because she's my mother-in-law. Like, I can ignore bloggers because they're not in my life, but I can't get away from my mother-in-law who's consistently bringing the bullshit to my house. I'm like, well, sir, that's on y'all. Maurice brings up how he is frustrated with his son, who's a teenager, who just doesn't want to, he said, I'm mad because I have to motivate him, like to go to practice or whatever. Maurice is up here upset that he has to be a parent. I was like, sir, you upset because your 14-year-old son sleeps in and doesn't, get up. That's what some adults do. You know what I'm saying? I am 40 years old and my alarm clock still say, bitch, get up, because I be tired. So for a 14-year-old, to just not be like, you know what I'm saying? So to be as aggressively on top of, what he wants to do. He's 14. And I can respect, Marceau, Marceau and Martin, like, nigga, he's a teenager. Because again, they're also both fathers. I don't know why Lewis is so quiet, whatever. But I mean, Maurice sounded stupid. Okay, he sounded dumb. It's like you're complaining about having to be a parent. All parents have to wake their kids up, force them to go to school or practice. That's a part of, like DJ, my nephew DJ. DJ has a job now. He goes, he has school. Well, he's out of school right now. He was in school or whatever. He also had, different, sports stuff. And sometimes, yes, DJ get up. DJ, you know what I'm saying? Because they're kids. So it's like, what the fuck? You were upset about having to be a parent. I was right. Maurice was just saying thanks because he got no storyline. Okay, right. That goes back to parenting. Okay, parenting. Okay, it's like, what are you doing? Maurice begged Kyle wants to move their son to Huntsville. Now he's now he's aggravated. He has to be a fucking parent. Okay, Kimmy told him that he didn't want to. He did not want to. Now he begged because he has to. It's like, sir, that's your son. Okay, that's your seed. You have to push him. You have to. He then said, when they say he's 14, he'll be 15. I'm like, nigga, he's a kid. It's like, what is wrong with you? And they was like, he, even if at your age, even at that age for you, he isn't you. It was like, get out my damn way, Marie. So anyway, so I was like, shut up. And then lastly, Lewis. Lewis complains about being frustrated, about sexual. This is the issue with Lewis and Tiffany. Lewis and Tiffany both complained about shit this episode, but neither one of them gave a detail about what the issue was. You know what I'm saying? It's like the fact that Lewis was complaining about, like, well, I have a frustration, but it isn't an issue. Like, I'm frustrated about our sex life, but it is an issue. I'm like, nigga, why? Really? This is this is where we at. I was like, get out of my face. Okay, you're upset because y'all don't have enough sex. Okay, but he didn't give any real details. Like, are y'all only having sex once a week, or are y'all having sex 5 times a week and you wanted 7? Like, I hate when people complain about stuff, but does not give any context. Like, even though Maurice was complaining about bullshit, he at least gave the reasons as to why he was upset. With Marcel, like, I'm mad about the bloggers lying about this or why this and that. Like, it was explained. I'm like, I still don't get what Lewis or Tiffany's frustration is. It's confusing or whatever. And then when Martell, like, look, if y'all, you need to have that. 'Cause, like, for me and my marriage, whatever, you see what happened with us. And then when Marcel, like, look, if 2 years in y'all are having sexual issues, and another year it's gonna, like, no, if it's frustration now, and 5 years it's gonna be it's gonna be a whole issue. And I feel like both Lewis and Tiffany either got married for a green card, got married to save, out save on rents, but it almost seems like, did y'all not get married for love? I'm just confused about what's going on. And I don't know. I do not get it. And again, I hate the fact that it's just confusing. Like, what's the issue? I don't get what the issue is. Yeah, I get married for a green card. One of them may, baby. Because it's like they don't seem to have any sexual connection. They have not had a conversation on love languages. Um, the fact that when she said, I think maybe last episode was the last, I don't know what episode, Sydney brought up how they made an agreement to, work a whole bunch for 5 years, to, make some money. I'm like, but where's the love? Like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't know. So for me, I still feel like Tiffany Lewis is full of shits. Um, right. She doesn't like him. She had a surprise wedding. Well, no, she surprised him with a wedding. She surprised him with a whole wedding. Um, and so I'm like, I just don't know. Right. If they throw out fake issues, they won't have to address real ones. And I'm done with them too. I don't. They can get on my they get on my look. It's not real. Okay. It's not real and it's stupid. And they can kiss my ass. Anyway, y'all, that is my whole review. Okay. I did not know I'll be on here for a whole 2 hours, honey. I am tired. Now my headache is gone. Because y'all do know I did this whole lab on my phone because I had a whole headache 2 hours ago. And the Excedrin kicked in about an hour or so. So I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. Do not forget the panel this week will be on Wednesday on my channel at 9:30. Okay, the Ladies panel is going to be Wednesday at 9:30 on my channel. Okay. Do not forget the verses is Thursday, and so the live after show chat will be on my channel as well. As always, I will probably more than likely stream the verses on my other channel for have a chat while it's on. Okay, so do not forget that. Y'all know to like the video, to subscribe to my channel, to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Okay, please, thank you, please, and thank you. Okay, I hope you had a good time. Okay, because it was a whole long. Yeah, I do feel better now. Look, I was too tired to get on a computer, and I'm like, well, I'm like, look, just do it from the bed. Just do it from the bed. And that way you can rest while also working, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 hours. I hope I feel better tomorrow. But tomorrow I will have a live for Housewives of Atlanta. That'll be tomorrow at around 9 as well. And then Wednesday, we have stuff out all week. Okay, all week. Okay, but like the video, y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. I will see y'all as soon as I can. Gotta go. Peace.